Good afternoon, friends. 12th Science, English, first language. Now, preparation for first test. Our first test is approaching, and we want to score high in that first test. For this, we are going for the preparation. First of all, MCQs. First MCQ. Why were the old men of the village? Why were the old men of the village sitting in the back of the room? Sitting in the back of the room. It will be asked in MCQ, but right now we are going to write only the correct answer. There will be four alternatives, but here we are giving only correct answer. Answer: they felt sorry that they felt sorry that they had not gone to school. They had not gone to school. Why were the old men of the village sitting in the back of the room? Answer: they felt sorry that they had not gone to school. Second, when the people are enslaved, when the people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their, it is as if they had the key to their what will be there in the blank? Answer: prison. When the people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their, what will be the blank? Prison. Next MCQ. It seemed almost as if the poor man as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew. Wanted to give us all he knew. Who is the poor man? Who is referred as the poor man? It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew. Who is referred as the poor man? Answer. Mr. Hamel, the teacher. Okay. It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew. Who is referred as the poor man? Mr. Hamel, the teacher. When the people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. Why were the old men of the village sitting in the back of the room? They felt sorry that they had not gone to school. Next MCQ. The order has come from Berlin. The order has come from Berlin. To teach only dash in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. Alsace and Lorraine. What will be there in the desk? Answer. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. What according to the teacher? What according to the teacher? What according to the teacher was the reason that Fran's parents were not anxious about his learning. About his learning. What, according to the teacher, was the reason that Franz's parents were not anxious about his learning? What will be the answer? Answer is, they preferred to put him to work. They preferred to put him at work on farms or mills. On farms or mills. What, according to the teacher, was the reason that Franz's parents were not anxious about his learning? Answer: they preferred to put him at work on farms or mills. Next MCQ. Why did Franz understand grammar of French? Why did Franz understand grammar of French? In the last lesson, better than regular lessons. Answer: why did Franz understand grammar of French in the last lesson better than regular lessons? Answer is, he listened it very carefully. He listened it very carefully and the teacher explained it with a lot of patience. The teacher explained it with a lot of patience. Why did Franz understand grammar of French in the last lesson better than regular lessons? Answer is, he listened to it very carefully and the teacher explained it with a lot of patience because it was the last lesson. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. What, according to the teacher, was the reason that Franz's parents were not anxious about his learning? They preferred to put him at work on farms or mills. Why did Franz understand grammar of French in the last lesson better than regular lessons? Answer: he listened it very carefully and the teacher explained it with a lot of patience. Next MCQ. For dash M. Hemal had been there in the same place with his garden outside the window. With his garden outside the window. Answer is for 40 years. Next MCQ. Hauser brought dash thumbed at the edges and he held it open on his knees and he held it open on his knees with his great spectacles. Hauser brought dash thumbed at the edges and held it open on his knees. What will be the answer? Answer is old primer. Old primer. Hauser brought old primer, thumbed at the edges and held it open on his knees. Next MCQ. M. Hemal often sent France to dash instead of learning his lessons. Instead of learning his lessons. What will be the answer? Answer is water flowers. M. Hamel often sent Franz to water flowers instead of learning his lessons. Hauser brought old primer, thumbed at the edges, and he held it open on his knees. For 40 years, M. Hamel had been there in the same place with his garden outside the window. Next MCQ. Who sat on the back bench? Who sat on the back bench on the last lesson? On the last lesson. Answer: the village people. The village people. Who sat on the back bench on the last lesson? Answer: the village people. Next MCQ. For the last 2 years, where did all the bad news come from? Where did all the bad news come from? Answer: the bulletin board. The bulletin board. For the last 2 years, where did all the bad news come from? Answer: the bulletin board. All the news were written in a bulletin board near the town hall. All the news were written on a bulletin board near the town hall. And France was losing the war, so only bad news had been coming since last 2 years on the bulletin board. Next MCQ. Who asked Franz? Who asked Franz not to hurry to school? Not to hurry to school. Who asked Franz not to hurry to school? Answer: blacksmith watcher. Blacksmith watcher is the answer. Who asked Franz not to hurry to school? Blacksmith watcher asked Franz not to hurry to school. Franz had not read the bulletin board. He saw there was a crowd near the bulletin board, but he was getting late for the school, so he did not stop there. But blacksmith watcher had read it, so he was knowing that schools now will teach German only. So he said Franz not to hurry to school. Next MCQ. What was M. Hamel? What was M. Hamel going to question Franz? Going to question Franz about? Answer: participles. M. Hamel was going to question Franz about participles. M. Hamel was going to question Franz about participles. Next MCQ. What was unusual? What was unusual about M. Hamel's dress? About M. Hamel's dress. Answer: wore clothes he wore on prize day. Prize day. What was unusual about M. Hamel's dress? M. Hamel wore clothes he wore on prize day. He was in party wear. He was in party wear. Next MCQ. What order had come from Berlin? What order had come from Berlin? Answer: teach German in schools of Alsace and Lorraine. In schools of Alsace and Lorraine. What order had come from Berlin? The order came from Berlin to teach German in schools of Alsace and Lorraine. What was unusual about M. Hammel's dress? M. Hammel wore clothes he wore on Prize Day. What was M. Hammel going to question France about? M. Hammel was going to question France about participles. Now next MCQ. What is the moral of the story The Last Lesson? Answer: not to put off things, not to put off things that one can do that day, that one can do that day. What is the moral of the story, the last lesson? The moral of the story, the last lesson is that not to put off things that one can do that day. If they had learnt French in time, they were not repenting in teaching German. Next MCQ. Why does Hammel blame the parents? Why does Hammel blame the parents? Answer: the parents sent the children to work for money, to work for money. Why does Hammel blame the parents? Parents send their children to work for money. Next MCQ. Why does the author urge the reader to respect his language, to respect his language? Answer: it is the key to freedom. Why does the author urge the reader to respect his language? because it is the key to freedom. Next MCQ. Which district came under the Prussian rule? Prussian rule. Prussian means German. Answer: Alsace and Lorraine. Alsace and Lorraine. Last MCQ of this day. Last MCQ for today. Who penned the last lesson? Answer: Alphonse Daudet. Alphonse Daudet. Tomorrow we shall go through MCQs from the poem My Mother at 66. Tomorrow we shall go through the MCQs of poem. Which poem we had explained My Mother at 62 at the airport. Okay, this poem's MCQ will be undertaken tomorrow.